no-headed camel.
I don't believe it.
Forget about survival of the fittest, because here in the wild, surviving the weirdest abnormalities.
Oh my god, it's Goodkey. I can't believe she's come back.
Animals have introduced a new rule, defying the odds.
It's sad.
Surviving trunkless, jawless, or even headless.
It's kind of like he's asking for help. He was up here, he kept lifting his head up out of the water.
Hang on for the most unbelievable times when animals turn the tables on nature and survive the impossible. Disabled pig. Nine years ago in Orlando, Florida, the future looked grim for a farm animal born without hind legs. But not for crispy bacon. This month-old piglet defied expectations, capturing internet fame with his determined use of a tiny wheelchair. Walking on his front legs, Chris skillfully lifts and supports the wheelchair. He grunts and roots around for food on the rug, sips lamb formula from a baby bottle, and even sports a milk mustache. His heartwarming journey challenges norms, turning adversity into an online sensation, showcasing the resilience and charm of this unique piglet. Hairless chimp. I bet you've never laid eyes on a sleek chimp like this one before. Say hello to Mongo, a resident at Twycross Zoo in England. His unique, hairless appearance grabbed the online community's attention, a trait believed to be inherited from his late father. It's a condition called alopecia, marked by partial or complete hair loss, often stemming from factors like genetics and autoimmune responses. Mongo faced these challenges courageously and lived a healthy, thriving life. Jawless Alligator. Living with their top jaw missing has become the new standard of alligators in the wild. First, check this alligator living in Florida, chilling without a top jaw. People were understandably worried when they spotted it in the wild. But guess what? This gator was defying the odds and living its best life.
But also look at the body condition. That gator is actually pretty healthy. It is incredibly...
Watch another gator, Pete, in action, facing similar challenges in Gatorland. Another brave one in Stanford caught the attention of a wildlife conservationist.
He was up here, he kept lifting his head up out of the water. I wonder how he eats.
While the first three might be dealing with the consequences of fighting with apex predators, this baby gator, born without a jaw, is teaching experts about life's unique challenges. Massive tusker. This huge walrus has been residing in an animal facility and is under observation for quite some time. It's due to its weight. He weighs more than 3,000 pounds and is surprisingly 12 feet long. Despite containing a whopping size and being feared by some, the walrus was completely harmless and friendly towards people if trained properly. This one is also famous for its long tusks. Tusks like these indicate a superior social rank, providing ample protection during aggressive encounters with rivals and natural predators, such as polar bears and killer whales. They are amphibious mammals who can swim in the ocean and walk on land and sea ice. Kitty whales. In Pune district, Maharashtra, a 1.5-year-old male leopard was rescued from a 21-meter well thanks to the joint efforts of the Maharashtra Forest Department and Wildlife SOS. The leopard was discovered by a farmer in distress, facing the risk of drowning in the water. A challenging 2-hour rescue operation took place, which included lowering a wooden log for temporary support and eventually using a trap cage. Despite the leopard being at risk of exhaustion, it quickly entered the cage, leading to a successful rescue. Currently under medical observation, this leopard's experience underscores the importance of collaborative endeavors in protecting wildlife. Elks Misery. Now, I'm aware that antlers are meant to differ in size and can vary, but I never anticipated such an unusual growth. This male elk caught the attention of wildlife explorers because of the small antler right above his eye. Non-typical or deformed antlers typically stem from damage to the pedicle, the base where antlers grow. Such harm usually happens during the early stages of an animal's life, or right after shedding antlers in the spring. If a buck or bull experiences pedicle damage, it's likely to consistently display non-typical antlers in the following years. Two-Headed Fawn. In May 2016, a man in Minnesota stumbled upon an unusual find near the Mississippi River. It was a newborn baby fawn with 2 heads. It was after closer inspection the man figured out it was a pair of conjoined female twins, each with its own head, on a single body, measuring about 23 inches long. Despite having the characteristic spots of white-tailed deer and appearing well-groomed, the twins were found alone, dry, and freshly deceased, with no sign of their mother. The discoverer took the conjoined fawns to the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, leading to a remarkable case study published in the American Midland Naturalist, highlighting it as the first documented instance of conjoined twin fawns. Angora Rabbit. Angora rabbits are special rabbits known for their soft and fluffy fur. These bunnies come in different colors and have long, silky hair that needs regular grooming to keep it looking nice. They're gentle and friendly animals, making them popular as pets. One interesting thing about them is that they are skilled fiber producers, and their fur is often used to make luxurious and soft yarn. They require special care to keep their fur from matting, including regular brushing. These bunnies enjoy hopping around and exploring, and with the right care, they can make wonderful companions for bunny lovers. Quasimodo. A dog born with a rare condition has only half a spine, but that doesn't stop him from smiling. The 2-year-old American foxhound who lives with a rare condition called short spine syndrome, caused by inbreeding, Cooper's vertebrae are fused and compressed, leading him to have half the body that a normal dog would. Cooper's short spine makes him appear to have no neck and a short body. To look behind him, he has to turn his entire body around. This must be difficult for him, but he's still making headlines. A tall misfortune. Now meet these amazing giraffes. Not exactly unlucky, but nature definitely gave them some standout features. First up, a giraffe in an African safari park rocking a unique droopy mouth. Now why did I say rocking? It's because despite the broken jaw, he was thriving in the wild. Then there's another one living with a growing tumor in the Kruger National Park. He's currently under treatment, and hopefully he'll recover soon. Two-Headed Shark. Two-headed sharks were once considered a scientific anomaly, but their recent prevalence indicates a shift in the tide. They became a reality in 2008. However, their numbers appear to be expanding, becoming more common among blue species. They were first found in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Australia. There's no clear explanation as to what causes this curious phenomenon. Scientists are studying these kinds of cases and trying to figure out the reason. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Jaws. This jawless shark was captured swimming near a fisherman's boat and surprised everyone. The jaw of a shark is a complex structure capable of tremendous force. However, its strength is also its own weakness, as those powerful jaws can be easily damaged. When they sustain such injuries, it's often from commercial fishing lines and nets getting hooked in their teeth. Trying to remove these obstructions through violent thrashing can result in accidentally dislocating their lower jaws. This is detrimental for the fish, as a broken jaw means they can't eat. Eventually, they may succumb to starvation in most cases, although sometimes they can live past this disability and recover. Trunkless elephant.
Well, at least it survives.
This baby elephant has been seen walking among a herd without a trunk, miraculously living and surviving in the African wild.
So much harder for him to eat, though.
Trunks, being an integral part of elephants' bodies, help them to drink and gather food, and it's usually assumed they cannot survive without one. This one was surprisingly healthy. It is not known how it came to lose its trunk, but it's likely to have been attacked by a predator, possibly a crocodile. It is indeed a very difficult situation for him, and without his family's help, he can't escape from this situation.
Well, at least it survived.
Three-faced frog! How insane is it to see a frog with 3 heads and 6 legs? Froggy, a mutant frog, was discovered by a man. It was extremely bizarre and even left the experts stunned by the weird features. Although scientists are not really sure how this is possible, because the occasional extra toe's not that unusual, they link the deformity to a genetic defect or environmental pollution. Chemical pollutants such as pesticides, heavy metals, and industrial chemicals can lead to abnormalities in hormone regulation critical for normal development. While people have been reporting mutant frogs for 200 years, finding one with 3 heads and 6 legs is what makes the discovery rare. Footed snake. This footage has been circulating the internet for quite some time, and people believe that they captured a snake with feet. Well, this is not the case, because when I looked into it, it turned out to be a skink species, Trunkless vittata, also known as the striped skink. Its body has light and dark bands, and typically has 3 toes on each foot. They're active during the day, inhabiting various environments like savannas and woodlands. These skinks feed on insects and small invertebrates and are known for their climbing abilities. They lay eggs and are found in Africa. The animal is over 30 centimeters in length and eats and behaves like a normal other reptile, although some might think it's a monster. Older people say it's good luck for the village that the strange animal is living in their temple. Duplex goat. Meet Janus, the 2-headed little goat who was born on a farm in Wisconsin. It had about 1,000 goats born on this farm this year, and Janus was the only one with 2 faces. Although believed otherwise, Janus survived the first month. Unfortunately, that was all she could live for, and Janus left the world right after that month was up. While the exact reason behind her sudden demise remains unknown, experts say that animals with this condition hardly survive. Six-legged calf. Meet Lily, a special 6-legged calf who has surprised everyone by not just surviving, but thriving. When she was born, a vet thought she might not make it. But guess what? Lily's doing great now. Now, she's like a little star in Switzerland. Pictures of her happily playing in a sunny field have made her quite popular in the local news. It's a heartwarming story of a resilient calf showing us all that sometimes, even when things seem tough, a little bit of sunshine can make everything better. Twofold whale. What's more insane than a 2-headed shark? How about 2 conjoined whales? They were linked at the waist, with 2 full heads and tail fins. Surprisingly, scientists suspect what's even crazier. They're just 7 feet long, way smaller than usual baby gray whales that are 12 to 16 feet. Unfortunately, they couldn't survive much longer, but nature's surprises never cease. Cat with 6 legs. Paulie was just a sweet neighborhood stray cat, except for one very unique feature, his 2 extra legs. Paulie has a very rare condition, which affects only 1 in 10,000 cats. She has great support on social platforms for her surgery, which will help her to recover from the issue. We all can hope that she'll be fine after the surgery and get to live a normal life like other cats. Naked mole rat. Mole rats are cool rodents that live in Africa and the Middle East. They live underground in big groups with a queen. These rodents have big teeth for digging tunnels and finding food like roots. Even though they have tiny eyes, they're great at navigating in the dark tunnels using their sense of touch and smell. They are tough. They resist pain and diseases and age slowly. Scientists study them to learn more about staying healthy. These small creatures play an important role in shaping the soil and helping plants grow by digging tunnels. Seagulls leaking mouth. Guess what's trending in the wild? Leaking mouths. check out these 3 birds making it a thing. First up is a pelican, once known for its impressive mouth. He now struggles to swallow tiny fish. The more he tries, the more awkward it gets, because there's a hole under that long bill dropping his food. These 2 seagulls are in a similar situation. Well, I blame their bills. Because when food is scarce, these animals get into fights with their fellow billed buddies, causing the leaks. Wild, right? Stucky, the coon dog. Ever wondered about the identity of this mysterious-looking creature? Well, let me unveil the tale of Stucky, a coon dog who transformed from chasing shadows in the Alabama woods to an unexpected star. But hold on, this isn't your typical dog story. Discovered by loggers in Georgia, US, Stucky, the hunting dog frozen in time 28 feet up a chestnut oak, became a captivating mystery. Found in 1980, he'd been lodged there for about 20 years. Instead of becoming timber, the tree housing Stucky was donated to Forest World, a tree museum. Nature's quirks unfairly left Stucky suspended in time. Muscular dog. Is it possible for an animal to be this muscular? Wendy, the famous muscular dog, had 27 kilograms of rippling muscle. The muscles around her neck were so thick, they looked similar to a lion's ruff. She was part of a US genetics study on mutation in the myostatin gene in whippets. She was widely published in the media all over the world. She's also been called the Arnold Schwarzenegger of dogs. The only disadvantage this dog had was that she couldn't run as fast as other pups. White lions. A wildlife explorer captured a beautiful family of white lions. And yes, the lack of pigmentation makes them a rarity in the animal world. Usually in South Africa, they've been sighted in the greater Timbavati and southern Kruger Park region. The earliest recorded sighting of these animals was in 1938. They are only born if the mother and father have the same genes. We hope to see more from all around the world. Monkey pig. A bizarre piglet with the face of a monkey was born in China, and despite the strange features, the farm owner decided to raise it. The mutant piglet appears to have a monkey's head, a small snout, and a protruding lower jaw. While the mommy pig gave birth to a litter of 15, he was the only one born with the creepy features. The poor animal also struggled to feed himself since his birth. When shared on social media, people blamed the environmental pollution for the pig's peculiar appearance. They also feared about his survival. However, this Chinese piglet is defying the odds and still surviving on the farm. Brave hyena.
Sad.
Once a victim is another times a predator, and this hyena is living proof. Brave enough to face a lion, now surviving with just 2 legs, a result of overestimating his abilities. He was filmed 9 months ago, where he was first seen with 2 amputated legs, likely from a lion strike. Fast forward almost a year later, and there he is, still living, still surviving, a proof of the resilience of nature's survivors. Conjoined snake. A snake with 2 heads? It's surely a nightmare come true. According to research, for every 100,000 snake births, only 1 will be a 2-headed snake. Their rarity makes them one of the most interesting animals in the world. Even though 1 body, they still have 2 heads, which means 2 brains to operate 1 body system. They're a relatively common birth defect, but few survive in the wild. They actually have several superstitions associated with them. It is believed that the sand boa snake secretes an anti-aging agent in its gland. It is also used for making several medicines. Deformed cows. These 2 cows are living with nature's peculiar twists, each dealing with unique challenges. One is bestowed with more than the ordinary, while the other isn't even given what's deemed necessary. Instead of pointing fingers at nature, I urge you to witness how these two cows are not just surviving, but thriving despite their difficulties. As per the farmers, both calves have developed instincts to cope with their deformities, and remarkably managed to live with 2 heads and 2 legs. It's a real story of resilience and how they've turned their quirks into their strengths. Scar. The struggles never seem to end in the predatory world of the wild, especially when it comes to the challenges faced by animals. Let me introduce you to Scar, a lion surviving with only one eye. Residing in Wangay National Park since 2019, he was discovered with a peculiar eye situation, possibly due to cataracts. Though we're not exactly sure how it happened, experts think it might be the result of a tough showdown with another male lion. These clashes often occur among male lions, usually over territory or who gets to be in charge of the pride. So Scar's story might just be the outcome of one such battle in the wild. Color-changing fish. Who says only a chameleon can change colors? Cuttlefish can do it too. They are cool sea animals, possessing a soft body and a special internal shell called a cuttle bone. What's really amazing is that they can change colors on their skin using special cells called chromatophores. And they're really good hunters. They use their tentacles to catch fish and other small sea creatures. Their big eyes help them see well underwater, and you can find them in oceans all over the world. True survivor. Look at this zebra, a true survivor. In the wild, where challenges are always doubled, he's got that incredible knack for finding a way to navigate through life. And it's not just him. Here's another zebra beating the odds. These zebras are living proof that resilience can shine even in the toughest conditions, making them true heroes of the wild. Blobfish. One of the most creepy looking fish. Blobfish are unique and interesting sea creatures that live in the deep ocean, specifically off the coasts of Australia and New Zealand. Despite their somewhat unusual appearance, they play an essential role in deep-sea ecosystems. They are a part of the diverse marine life that helps maintain the balance of underwater environments. Although they have gained popularity for their ugly appearance, it's crucial to appreciate their unique adaptations to survive in extreme conditions of the deep sea. They're not great swimmers, and they mainly wait for prey to come close. They feed on small animals that drift by, using their mouths like a vacuum to suck in food. Okapi. Born from the elegance of a horse and the charm of a giraffe, meet the Okapi. Okapis are indeed the only living relative of the giraffe. Like a giraffe, the Okapi has very large, upright ears, which catch even slight sounds. An Okapi also has a long, dark, prehensile tongue, like a giraffe's, to help it strip the buds and young leaves from the understory brush of its rainforest home. The Okapi has become the flagship species for the conservation of the Ituri ecosystem in the Congo Basin. Asian unicorn. Ever heard of a saola, aka the Asian unicorn? It might be the first time you guys know something about them, because this animal's so rare. It's only been seen 4 times in the jungles of Vietnam. It's a species of wild cattle, not some mythical creature. It doesn't have one horn, it actually has 2. Its nickname pays homage to its elusiveness. Their horns are twice the length of their head. As saola are so rare and so far, none have been kept in captivity for longer than a couple weeks at a time. Much of what we know is from local people. Star-nosed mole. The world's weirdest looking creatures are the star-nosed moles. They are special moles that look a bit like others, but they have something really unique, a star-shaped nose. It has 22 fleshy parts that make it look like a starburst. Just like their mole relatives, these moles live underground and use their unique noses to find food and move around. Not only this, but they can also identify, catch, and devour their prey in less than a quarter of a second, which also makes them the fastest eating mammal thanks to that amazing star-shaped nose. Tardigrade. Tardigrades are funny little creatures you've probably never seen in your life. Not because they're hard to find, but because they're incredibly tiny and can only be seen through a microscope. Known as the toughest animals on Earth, they've evolved to live almost anywhere and survive almost anything. Some interesting facts about them you won't want to miss are that they can go decades without food or water. Yes, you heard it right! They're the first animal known to survive in outer space, and they perform really well under pressure. Baby elephant. Imagine in the wild, where most babies might face challenges, this champ not only survives, but thrives. Meet this baby elephant. This little guy is redefining the term differently abled by rocking life with just 2 working legs. Captured by a wildlife enthusiast in the wilds of the savannah, the baby elephant shocked everyone with its incredible health condition.
Oh my god, it's good key. I can't believe she's come back.
The calf chowed down, had a blast playing, and was surprisingly walking around for a solid 45 minutes every day. Lion in need. Indeed, it seems accurate that an injured lion, or in this instance a lion cub, becomes deemed quite useless for its pride. Whether it got bruised in a tussle with a teenager or a baboon, known for their frequent skirmishes, the cause might differ, but the results remain consistent. The abandonment by the pride. Hopefully, the cub will soon adapt and learn to live independently. Green Colored Pup. A bulldog in Nova Scotia welcomed a litter of puppies. While 7 of them were born ordinary, the 8th puppy didn't look like the others. Its fur was green. The question that comes to mind is, how is it possible? And will it stay like this forever? It usually happens due to some external factors, such as exposure to certain substances or conditions. For example, contact with a green dye or pigment, environmental factors, or even a temporary discoloration. Since her birth, the green pigment has faded significantly, and experts believe it will continue to do so until she's older. Eventually, she'll turn golden like her siblings. But that doesn't make the dog any less remarkable. This is one of the rarest sights to be witnessed. Black deer. Have you ever seen a black deer with a white tail? It's truly a rare sight. But guys, such deer do exist. Melanistic deer lack distinct variations in color, such as brown or white pelage. Most melanistic whitetails are black across their entire body, except for the hair around the ventral area under the tail. They appear dark chocolate brown or black, and they have fairly uniform coloration over their entire body. They've been reported from 29 states, but spotting one is still a rare occurrence. Darwin Fox. Darwin's fox is a cute, special kind of fox that lives in Chile, the country in South America. It's named after the famous scientist Charles Darwin because he discovered it during his travels. Sadly, they are in big trouble and are considered one of the rarest species. They have a dark coat with a white-tipped tail and a black stripe on their back. Unlike other foxes, they only live in a few places in Chile, like Chiloé Island. They mostly come out at night. They eat small animals, birds, bugs, and fruits. People are working really hard to keep them surviving because their homes are disappearing, and they need our help to keep them safe. Glaucus Atlanticus. The blue glaucus is a cool sea creature that looks like a little blue dragon. It spends its life floating around in the ocean and can even catch the wind to move. What's interesting is that it eats dangerous jellyfish called Portuguese man-o'-wars. Even though it lives in the big ocean, it doesn't live for very long, only a few months to a year. It's like a mysterious and special visitor in the warm seas around the world. The blue glaucus adds a touch of magic to the warm seas it calls home. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by a subscriber. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it to us. Who knows, we might even feature it in one of our videos. This headless camel was seen walking in an abandoned jungle. Spotted by an explorer, it made quite the fuss on social media, leaving people scratching their heads trying to figure out the cause. Some said it was a ghost of a camel, while others thought it was just a tricky video. When I did some research, I came to know about several animals who can in fact survive even without their heads. Be it snakes, frogs, or even a squid. They can manage quite well without their heads. So was this the case with the mysterious headless camel? Well, considering the above-mentioned references, I would say it could be. But I'll leave the final decision on you guys to make in the comments section. See you next time!